You don't want your hand picked, do you? The swans don't. You do not need another reed, Graham. The swans don't appear to be. The baby swans do look fluffy and soft to hold. However, the resulting peck you'd receive from their mother makes you reconsider the wisdom of interfering. It would be fun to climb. Not an ideal place to relax. The swans. You don't want your any wisdom that this. This is the northwest corner of Weirwood Forest. Passage to the south is blocked by a plethora of large bushes and plants. To the west, you see the rear of some sort of cave. To the far west, you notice a path running north. The small pond is a beautiful feature in this part of the forest. You imagine a variety of bird life would find this a very suitable place to travel for the breeding season. You have no desire to carry around fragments of someone else's skull. You cannot fathom what you might do with the sea, apart from see how fast you would drown in it. You have no need to carry water. You should get closer to the lab. You have no You cannot fathom what you might do with this. A net has been caught around one of the pier's pylons. You need to swim. You can walk onto the pier and you can walk off again. That about sums up the extent of its usefulness. You untangle the net from the pylon and take it with you. You are not into those tie-up games. You play with the net for a few minutes, then spend twice that long untangling it. The fishing net is fashioned from a material that is unfamiliar to you. It is well made. The best place to attempt that would be from the lower bank. The best place to... Don't throw the... You walk into position and try to catch the baby bird. You throw the net over the pond, and the baby bird is caught unharmed. It doesn't want to get to know you. You don't want to hurt the little bird. It is a baby bird, and not a terribly pretty one at that. You won't be needing another lemon. You should step out of the water first. You should... You release the little bird into the pond. A white feather lies on the ground near the pond. You pick up the white feather and put it carefully away. You tickle yourself silly. It is a swan feather of the purest white you have ever seen. It feels soft. You are traveling through. You get in touch. You You rap on the treehouse door and wait a moment, but get no response. Brandishing your sword might make you appear an accomplished fighter, but you will not make many friends by being careless with it. Besides, it's valuable. Take care of it. There is no reason to use. Throwing that away would be like discarding one of the 3 treasures of Daventry. Save it for when you really need it. Save. You get in touch with nature. You can't use that. You can't. Don't throw. Rocks are. Don't. You attempt to open the door, but you open the mailbox. Inside there is incredibly. You replace the card and close the mailbox. You have run into an evil enchanter. Get out of here fast before he turns you into something. The enchanter isn't. The enchanter isn't. Six spherical stones lie at the base of the huge rock mound. Gray rocks litter the forest floor. Don't bother moving the rocks. You have run into an evil enchanter. Save it for when you. The enchanter isn't in. There's no, there's no, there's, there's no, there's, there's, there. 6 sphere. Repressing the urge to. There's no need to use that there. This odd circular device intrigues you. It depicts several different symbols around its outer rim: the sun, a mountain range, a drop of water, and a cloud. It is a slightly. There's no need. There's no. There's. You try to lift the stone, but it will not budge. You are pleased. You have run into an evil. You try to lift. Hey, control yourself. You try to lift the. You try to lift. You try to lift the stone. You try. You try. You push. You push the bush. The tree is unclimbable, and don't bother moving the rocks. You like the plants just where they are. The tree is unclimbable. You get in touch with nature. You try. You have run into an evil. Repressing the urge to burst into. Repressing. The enchanter would not waste his breath making small talk with you. Many trees shape. Those items can be used together. There's a stab in the dark, a stab in the light, same effect. A stab in a stab. There's no brandishing your sword might make you appear an accomplished fighter. There is an enormous rock mound nearby. Vines and creepers run down it and twist through the cracks and crevices. Beneath the mound are some smaller stones. 6 spherical stones lie at the base of the huge rock mound. You try. You. 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 You try. You. 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 You try. You. You. There's no way. You try. You try. You try. You try to lift the stone. You try. You try. You try. There's no need. There's. You have run into an. Don't be fooled by his appearance. For what the enchanter lacks in brawn, he certainly makes up for in brains. There's no chance that you could attack him without being zapped by one of his powerful spells. You try. You. You try. You try to live. You try. You have run into an bushes. You consider following the ancient war tradition of falling on your sword to ensure that your death is honorable. You've already helped the pumpkin, and the mother wants to spend time with her children. Hacking at innocent, not to mention stationary, pumpkins would not benefit you in the least. It would, however, make you appear insanely callous. You can't use this here. You can't. Gray rocks litter the forest. Gray. You rap on the treehouse door and wait a moment. You can't. You have come upon a quick little dwarf. Dwarves have a bad reputation for stealing treasure. Be careful. The sneaky little dwarf caught you by surprise. Did he steal anything from you? A net has been caught around one of the pier's pylons. A net has been caught around one of the pier's pylons. You need to swim closer to the net. You untangle the net from the pylon and take it with you. You are too busy swimming. Don't throw that into the sea. You are not into those tie-up games. This is the sword of the first king of Daventry. It dates back almost 1,000 years and has been passed down from king to king since that time. Try not to damage it. A magnificent clear crystal is embedded within its hilt. It is heavy. The fishing net is fashioned from a material that is unfamiliar to you. It is well made. You play with the net for a few minutes, then spend twice that long untangling it. You walk into position and try to catch the baby bird. You throw the net over the pond, and the baby bird is caught unharmed. It doesn't want to get to know you. You release the baby bird back into the pond. Don't throw that in the best place to it. You walk into position and you throw the net over the pond, and the baby bird is caught unharmed. You have run into it. You don't want to hurt. It is a baby bird, and not a terribly pretty one at that. You release the little bird into the pond. A white feather lies on the ground near the pond. You pick up the white feather and put it carefully away. You tickle yourself silly. It feels soft. It is a swan feather of the purest white you have ever seen. You try to lift the stone, but it will not budge. There's no need to use that there. There's no need to use that there. There's not enough room to use the carpet here. You unroll the mat. You dangle the shimmering opal in front of the snake. You walk closer to read the engraving once more. You read the inscription. The engraving on the wall reads, "In row of stones that number 6, half and a pair from left do pick. Quell then my spell, avoid the tricks." You walk the engraving on an ancient book. You approach the workbench for a closer look. You flip through the book entitled Ye Old Book of Enchantments. The first half contains a list of enchantments. When lit, this device heats the beaker and any contents that it contains. A wick leads into the base, which is made of flint stone. A clear beaker. It is useful for mixing various fluids, chemicals, and minerals together. You toss the brooch into the beaker. You toss the sickly yellow flower into the beaker. You strike the blade of your sword against the flint stone. It sparks, and the wick catches alight. You watch, fascinated, as the two unlikely objects melt under the heat of the magical flame. You stir the mixture carefully with a white feather. It soon dissolves in the hot liquid. The ancient book bears. You flip through the This is the sword of the first king of Daventry. It dates back almost 1,000 years and has been passed down from king to king since that time. Try not to damage it. A magnificent clear crystal is embedded within its hilt. You managed to dislodge the crystal that had been set within the hilt of the sword almost a millennium ago. You feel a tinge of guilt and wonder what all the past monarchs of Daventry would say if they saw you damaging ancient crown property. It is cool and smooth with sharp edges. The stunning clear stone used to belong to your ancient sword. You drop the crystal in and watch, amazed, as the green liquid slowly seeps into it.
Heed now these words. Crystal, perfect. Green is thy hue. Restore, correct. Guard well my form. Preserve, protect.
You recite the words correctly, line for line, and sure enough, only a brilliant emerald remains in the glass beaker. You quickly blow the flame out so as not to overheat the emerald and cause damage to it. The beaker now holds a magnificent green emerald. Picking it up gingerly, you're amazed that the emerald took virtually no time at all to cool. Despite what some say about your good fortune, you are not enchanted. It is cool and smooth with sharp edges. Your crystal has become a dazzling emerald. You sense magic in its refracted light. This object is not enchanted and therefore cannot be dispelled. This object nothing. The magic carpet's enchantment is one that you do not wish to dispel. As you direct the sun's light through the emerald at the snake, you behold a wondrous transformation. Before you now stands a magnificent winged horse.
Thank you for freeing me. A horrid enchanter transformed me into that legless thing after I refused to be his steed.
This is a handsome white steed. It has beautiful wings with delicate feathers.
That was quite a gamble, to refuse an enchanter.
True, but I could not have accepted, even if I had wanted to. For I am a disciple of the cloud, and can serve no land dweller.
Disciple of the cloud? What does that mean?
First, tell me of what you seek up here.
You take a deep breath, then explain about the Door of Destiny, the gems of nature, and your present quest to locate the growth gem.
So, you seek the air gem?
Yes, that is right. You know of it?
Most certainly. But you will not be able to reach it by any means available to you or any of your kind. I would gladly take you to it, but alas, the enchanter took and hid from me my bridle. Without it, we could search for 1,000 years and still never find the cloud spirit.
Where did he hide your bridle?
I do not know. Perhaps a clue may be found in that blackguard's abode behind me.
You walk closer to... You read the inscription. The engraving on the wall reads, "In row of stones that number 6, half and a pair from left do pick. Quell then my spell, avoid the tricks." You need to be standing where the horse can see you.
What is this spirit you speak of?
The essence of what you seek. It passes through us as we grow, all through our lives, though few are ever aware of it. You will know soon enough when I take you to it.
It would be too dangerous to use the magic carpet near those jagged rocks. You unroll the magic carpet, lay it on the ground, and sit on it. The carpet begins to descend. You bend over and hold the emerald above the stone so that the sun's light channels through it. Incredible! The rock has transformed into a silver-studded bridle. You have run into an You take the bridle. There is an empty space between these rocks, though there is nothing interesting about it. You put the bridle over your head. Nothing happens. Don't you feel silly? You put the bridle over your The leather bridle is studded with silver rivets and a silver bit. This object is not You unroll the As you reach down to get the carpet, it vanishes into thin air without even so much as a puff of smoke. You slip the bridle over the horse's head. It whinnies its approval.
Come, climb upon my back. Hold on, this will be a little exhilarating.
The disciple of the cloud gracefully soars high into the sky. You grip the reins tightly and hold on for dear life as he swoops and dips between the clouds. After a time, he draws near to a thick patch of luminous mist. As you pass through it, the horse sets itself down, seemingly on top of a cloud.
It is all right. You can dismount now.
Believing that you have finally lost all sense of reason, you dismount and prepare for a very long drop. And find yourself standing on a cloud. You are surrounded by nothing more than cloud. Why you have not already fallen to your death is a complete mystery, though you are somewhat glad of the fact. You are surrounded.
Why do you choose to serve this cloud spirit?
It is my destiny, and I must fulfill it, just as you must fulfill yours.
I was not aware that I had one.
All of us have a destiny. Some are predestined, others are determined by choice. I believe yours to be of the latter.
How is it possible that I can stand upon thin air?
Such are not the questions you should be asking. You have come for the Air Gem, or the Growth Gem as it was once named by the ancients. It has not been termed thus without reason, for one who would have the gem as his own must prove himself grown and thus worthy of it.
Meaning, no disrespect.
Cloud Spirit.
Thank you. You must agree, Cloud Spirit, that I am a man fully grown, thus fulfilling your prerequisite.
A howling wind deafens you momentarily, though you feel nothing on your skin. The Cloud Spirit speaks again, a little more forcefully.
It is not enough that you have grown in body. That much is evident. It must be proven that you have also grown in both mind and soul. So on these shall you be tested.
Tested?
Those who bear the burden of king are expected to possess certain qualities. Your actions will be judged against the weight of these. It shall be seen whether you are deserving of your title. It shall be seen whether you are worthy of the growth gem.
After a moment of silence, the Cloud Spirit intones,
Behold your first test.
The mist around you clears, and you find yourself in a familiar place. This is Daventry, and furthermore, you are a child again. A slight dizziness overwhelms you for an instant. How strange, you no longer recall anything past this moment in time. It is as if this is happening again for the first time. Even stranger, you are still vaguely aware that you are undergoing a test of some kind, though for what purpose, you cannot fathom. But look, it is Malvolio, your best friend. The two of you are deeply engrossed in a game of bat and ball.
Ouch!
Uh-oh! That sounds like the king now! What do we do?
You there.
Yes?
Yes? Is that how you address your liege?
No, your majesty, King Edward, sir. I mean, sire.
Which of you two boys threw that ball? The one that just happened to land on my head? I have asked you both a question. Silence is considered a response equal to impertinence.
You summon all your courage and speak up.
Your majesty, if you please. It was I who hit the ball over the castle wall. It was my fault completely. Please do not punish my friend.
The king eyes you carefully. You wonder if you are now in serious trouble.
I would not punish one for something so trivial. However, I will see you play your game elsewhere, away from here.
Yes, sire.
One more thing, my young fellow. You have demonstrated good character today by taking the blame for your friend. The finest knights in this realm demonstrate their compassion by protecting others, even if that should mean putting themselves at risk. I find that to be a rare quality in the many I meet. When you have grown up, I hope to see you again, perhaps in my service.
Thank you, your majesty.
Behold your second test.
You feel yourself growing older, more so than before the tests began. Again, dizziness overcomes you. Your memory of the previous test fades, and in its place, your mind is filled with the knowledge of everything that has since come to pass. This includes, unfortunately, the dreadful misfortunes which have plagued Daventry since the coming of the terrible three-headed dragon. To make things worse, your 17-year-old daughter has been demanded as its latest sacrifice. In return, it will not harm the rest of the population until the next demand. You would go forth to destroy the dragon yourself, but you no longer have the heart for such quests. Never have you felt so forlorn, so frail. You fear that given the choice, you would do anything to rectify the situation.
A charming view. No wonder you come here so often.
You. I will see you hanged for this intrusion. Guards! Guards!
Calling them will do you no good. For even if they come, they will find their king speaking to only the air he breathes.
A pox on thee! Who are you?
My name, my true name, has been heard by none for nigh on a millennium. It is enough that you know me as the Father.
Then say what you have come to say and be gone.
You never were one for small talk.
You cursed my family. As a result, that dragon is now loose upon the land, and one of my children was kidnapped.
Now that is not quite the truth.
Do you deny your involvement?
Not at all. It is just that you have omitted so much.
Speak, and be gone.
Very well. I want your crown.
You cannot believe what you have just heard. This vile creature has caused untold misery throughout your land for nearly 18 years and has now infiltrated your castle just to ask that you hand over your authority to him? Of all the outrageous...
Is that what this is all about? You want to rule Daventry?
What would I want with a puny little kingdom when in a few short years I will have more power than Legitimor himself? No, I want only the thing you wear atop your head. Your crown. It is an essential part of my plan. Without it, my efforts to prepare for the ascension will have been in vain. I have waited far too long to be deterred from it now.
If you need it that badly, you could have just taken it. You had plenty of opportunities.
Are you completely ignorant of the legends of your predecessors? None can possess the crown of the first king unless it's given.
If you think for one moment that I would...
Before you speak further, consider this. In exchange for what I ask, I shall lift my curse and all that it entails from you and your blighted land. You shall have both it and your family restored in full. Minus your title, naturally.
Your mind reels at these words. For almost 2 decades, a countless number of innocent people have suffered under the afflictions Daventry has had to endure. So many more people would continue to suffer indefinitely, notwithstanding the pain you feel over your own family's misfortune. With a simple statement, you could put an end to it all.
You shall never have the crown, and I shall make sure it will never be of any use to you. I would rather die than to risk it falling into your hands.
Such a foolish sacrifice. I suppose he thought of it as noble.
It is a good thing you cannot actually die during these tests. Quite convenient, really.
Behold your third test.
Once again, you feel yourself age. You are many years older now, though still, thankfully, King of Daventry. As before, the knowledge of the previous test ebbs from your mind. This time, however, it is filled with a greater knowledge of all that has come to pass thus far. Many years have passed. Your children, once heirs to your throne, have forged their own paths in other kingdoms. Fortunately, chance has seen fit to fill the vacuum. Following the restoration of the Mask of Eternity, Daventry now has a new champion.
How do you feel?
I am deeply honored, sire.
All right. Now, how do you really feel?
Scared out of my wits, sire.
You smile and feel the lines in your face stretch. You hope you'll get used to it when the true time comes.
You know what they've been saying. About my decision, that is.
The people question my ability to perform the duties when I have another higher obligation. I believe that I can attend to both with the utmost equity.
You do not deny that this obligation may arise at any moment, perhaps taking you away from this country at a time of great need?
Of course not, sire. But I shall deal with that troll, as they say, when I cross that bridge.
And there is the matter of you not being of royal birth. That does not sit comfortably with some of the nobles.
The qualities of truth, light, and order can shine from even the most impoverished of souls. Nobility is defined through one's actions, not one's lineage, Your Majesty.
You cannot help but smirk. For a man who had once lived as a peasant, he speaks extremely well.
Kneel. Your sword. By virtue of your bravery, loyalty, and good conscience, I have chosen you to be my first knight. Thus you are my successor and heir to this throne. Arise, Sir Connor of Daventry.
In an instant, you find yourself standing before the Cloud Spirit once more. You also notice that it is starting to get dark.
You have demonstrated some understanding of compassion, honor, and loyalty. These attributes transcend the mind and speak of the soul within you. Growth continues unabated throughout the lives of all living things. While you still have much to learn, you will continue to grow in all ways. You are judged worthy of the Heir and Growth Gem.
You take the Growth Gem. As you feel the knowledge of the last test fade from your mind, the cloud beneath your feet begins to evaporate. You'd better get out of here quickly, Graham. Finally, your flight comes to an end. You hope that it will be quite a while before you take to the air again.
Where would you like me to land?
On the ground would be fine.
Take this sugar cube. It will protect against the poisonous growth of this land. Fare thee well.
You notice you have lost a few things during your descent, mostly all that paper you were carrying. You are not concerned, though, as long as you don't get into trouble for littering. As dusk sets in and the pallid moon rises above the darkened horizon, you recall the Door of Destiny's words regarding the third gem, through swampy mire, in lone dark castle. Then you remember the great Neptune's disquiet reluctance to speak of Kalima's lord. You sense a growing unease that this final gem may not be the easiest to acquire.